All right. Good, good evening, everyone. If you can hear me. All right. Can you hear me now? I think my mic was muted. So, in our previous sessions, we've discussed awareness. Basically, what we discussed in awareness was things regarding career development and work experience. That was the awareness phase, and then went to preparation, how to prepare yourself for career development and work experience by writing CV, cover letters, and recommendation letters. And then we went live to see how these things looked like. And then we went ahead in another session. We discussed skill development. In skill development, skills, because now no one cares what degree you have, though some people might do, but your skills take you to places that your degrees might not take you. And then after that, we went ahead to discuss positioning, how you can put yourself out there and show what skills you have in order to attract employers and potential opportunity givers. So today we'll be talking about access. And once we start talking about access, you get to know what it really means to have access, basically to opportunities. So as you can see my screen, this is the first slide for what would be discussed today. It says finding opportunities before everyone else. So as you have seen it, we'll be learning how to find opportunities before everyone, including me. In fact, not me, because I'm teaching how to do this opportunity. So you never forget me. And then how to discover, track, and apply for. So I'll be starting with a very short story. It happened today and it's true. A professor called companies reached out to the school and they were looking for graduates that had certain qualifications. Why? They wanted to recruit. And then she asked me, please, do we have people in our group that are eligible for these opportunities? And why do you think she reached out to me? Of course, she did not post it on LinkedIn. She did not post it on Facebook. She reached out to Yasir and asked if he knows anyone that he has graduated and is qualified for certain opportunity. So this is one of the ways you can get access to opportunities before everyone else. So now we are going to look at why ambitious remain invincible. So many students are not unprepared. They are simply missing from degree. Opportunities exist constantly, but students fail to see them because they are unexposed. So a lot of students are very prepared, have what it takes to benefit from certain opportunities, but there are a lot of issues they are going through, and we are going to see four of these things. Number one is they are unexposed. So a lot of students, they don't have access to a lot of crucial information. So even if an opportunity comes to get them, they are unable to benefit from these opportunities. Why? Because they are unexposed, and then they are disconnected. There are certain opportunities that are hidden, and then you can access the opportunities if you don't have certain connections that will link you to these opportunities. So when you are disconnected from the people who will connect you to have access to certain opportunities, you are not going to get this opportunity. You are going to remain invisible. Thirdly, they are unaware. And of course, what we are trying to do here is to create awareness on how to access these opportunities. So a lot of students are unaware. They are only relying on generic saturated platforms. They only rely on the messages they see on Twitter, LinkedIn, and let's say X and WhatsApp. So they are not aware that certain opportunity exists and you can access these opportunities even if people are relying on all the basic generic opportunities that are out there. So when you are having unawareness, you are not going to get access to these opportunities. And then a lot of people have talents, they have exposure, but the issue now here is that they discover certain opportunity late, like days before or after the deadline. So when you are just discovering an opportunity, let's say a day before NHS Scholars Program closes, you are getting to discover this opportunity. Do you think, if you have not started preparing, do you think there's any way you can get that opportunity? It's a very big opportunity. It's impossible. And after the deadline, it's going to be very impossible for you to get it. Though there are some opportunities that you can still apply for after the deadline. I'm telling you a secret. Yes, you can apply to opportunities after the deadline as long as the form has not been closed. So now we are going to look at the access equation. In mathematics, you know, you have an equation. On the right hand side, you have something, and we have the equal sign, and we have the left hand side, and something like that, right? So now we are going to look at the access equation. So your skills, your CV, and your certificate, your LinkedIn profile, your degree, whatever you own, it's one part of the equation, and then it is multiplied by access. And then access includes quality information and active helpful network. So when you have your skill, your CV, your certification, and your LinkedIn profile, and then you multiply by access, it's going to give you success. So in order for you to achieve success in whatever you do, you need to make sure that you have access to quality information, and you also have network that are going to kind of connect you to these opportunities. If you don't, then you might not be able to be successful in some of the application journeys you are going to be going through. So let's assume that access, which is equal to information plus network, is equal to 0. And then you multiply it by all the skills you have, what is in your CV, your certificate, and your degree, and everything in your LinkedIn profile. What is it going to give you? It's going to give you 0. Why? Because anything that is multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. So no matter how much you are prepared for something, no matter how much qualified you are, no matter how talented you are for a certain opportunity, if your access, which is your information and network, is equal to 0, your success would be equal to 0. So preparation alone is a myth. You can have a perfect resume, you can have the right skills, but you will still fail if you lack the ability to see opportunities early and stay connected to the right communities. So access multiplies preparation. So basically, we are trying to tell you here that no matter how good you are, if your access is equal to 0, then your success is going to be equal to 0. So now, we are going to look at this very interesting example. So as you can see on my screen, this is an iceberg, and then you can see the tip of an iceberg. It's labeled your CV, your public LinkedIn profile, and then of course there are a lot of things that are not mentioned here, such as all the opportunities that we see publicly being distributed. They are on the iceberg, and then there's this visibility line. Anything above the visibility line is seen by everyone, but anything below the visibility line is only seen by few people. So Of course, when you look at an iceberg, let's say in a very cold place, you have an iceberg. It is only the tip you'll be able to see, and then anything below the water is under the iceberg, and no one will be able to see these things. Only those who are inside the water, right? So what is on top of the iceberg, which is the tip of the iceberg, is seen by everyone, and what is below the iceberg is only seen by those who are below the visibility line. So most people, they are above the visibility line. So when a lot of opportunity comes, they will not be able to access them because they don't have access to the right WhatsApp groups, alumni referrals, hidden campus announcements, student communities, and direct messages. So uh, when you are above the visibility line, the only access to information you get is what everyone is getting. So when an application comes out for a particular opportunity, or someone wants to refer you for a particular opportunity, you will not be able to get access to it. Why? Because the opportunity that you're applying for, 1 million people are applying for it. So do you stand a chance to get it? Of course you do, but it's very competitive because you're above the visibility line. You are sharing opportunity with everyone. But now let's analyze under the iceberg what is below the visibility line. We have WhatsApp groups. There are certain information that you never see circulating anywhere. You not see it on LinkedIn, you not see it on X, you not see it on WhatsApp. But there are certain WhatsApp groups that maybe, let's say for example, you belong to Enactus or TIS, and then you have some of your alumni sharing opportunities for you inside that group. These opportunities, you might not find them anywhere. So being in specific WhatsApp group gives you access to this quality information. And then we have alumni referrals. Let's say you attended a school, or you have a class, or you once belonged to an association. They usually have alumni connections where you see old students reaching out to each other saying, okay, I have this job opportunity. Are you interested? I'm going to help you with it, something like that. Or you just graduated and then someone calls you and say, oh, I knew you back then in school, and there's this opportunity that you might be interested, as I repeated the first time. And then you also belong to an alumni group, and they say a lot of opportunities that you don't share to people outside their network. So this is another way you can access opportunities that regular people do not access. And then we have hidden campus announcements. There are certain announcements and updates in your campus that you are not aware of. And if you had access to this opportunity, it's going to change your business trajectory. It's going to change the way you actually get access to opportunity. It's going to make it much more easier for you to access certain opportunities. So this announcement might be hidden. Your VC might reach out to a lecturer and say, okay, please, I want you to announce to the Council of Class Reps that there is a certain company that is hiring. We want the one that has the highest CGPA, or the one who participated in so and so event. So this is a hidden campus announcement that only, let's say, the top students or the class rep or certain active people that have connections with certain lecturers that get access to this information. So the next one is student communities. Do you know that there are certain information that you will never get access to because you don't belong to a student community? Yeah, let's say you are not even an undergraduate student yet. You just finished your secondary school. So you don't have access to this group. So you cannot get access to certain opportunities or informations. And then we have direct messages. Direct messages, you can have someone who's very influential just sending you a message saying, we'll be hiring in the next 2 months. Prepare your CV. You have what it takes. So this is not something that everyone on LinkedIn will have access to. Why? Because someone who works at Google is reaching out to you because you have his number. He's sending you a direct message informing you that there's a certain fellowship or scholarship or internship that is coming out in the next 3 months. You should prepare your CV. So by the time the opportunity is out, you have already applied. And then those on LinkedIn and other social media platforms are now struggling in their thousands to apply for this opportunity. And before their CVs or their application letters get to the HR managers, probably you've already entered. So this is basically how you get access to opportunities. So most students compete above the surface. that is above the surface of the iceberg. The real opportunities move constantly through hidden depths below. Information travels through people, not static websites. And this comes to show you that a lot of information you might get access to, you never get access to them through any website or through any social media platform. You get this information through people you have connections with. Now we are going to look at how information actually travels. So opportunities do not wait on job boards. They spread dynamically through social media, professional networks, and group chats. To win, you must intercept the information upstream. So as you can see, there's a diagram that labels the slow route, which is an illusion, which most of us, not me actually, which most people are in. And then we have the fast route, which is the reality. So the slow route is what everybody are using to access opportunities these days. And what is the slow route? The slow route is when a company releases recruitment, let's say recruitment announcement, and then they post it on their corporate website, and then it is posted in a public job board, and then thousands of applicants apply for that particular opportunity. This is what everybody is used to, and this is what people are always waiting for, right? So from the company to the corporate website to the public job board to thousands of applications. So this process makes it much more difficult for you to access opportunities and quality information before they get to other people. But looking at the fast route, which is the reality, which we are discussing today, right? We have a lot of recruiters that will just reach out to a peer alumni network. So they'll reach out to their peer network or alumni, and then they'll send a WhatsApp message and say, hey, we'll be recruiting next month. Do you have anybody who is interested in this role? Or they'll say, okay, who is the best student in your advanced algorithm class? This is someone in Google sending a message to a lecturer in computer science department saying that they need one of their best students that won a hackathon or he's very good with algorithm. And then that lecturer sends it to a private WhatsApp group. Probably he has a few students he's mentoring. He just sends it to them. And what happens? They get early access. So if you compare these two situations, you discover that most people start accessing opportunity when it's almost late and everybody is applying for it. But those who have the right network, are in the right group, have access to the right information, what happens is a recruiter reaches out to someone in the university or someone they know, and then that person sends a message to a private WhatsApp group that most of you are not in. And then you get early access to these opportunities. So this is the way certain opportunities reach to a lot of people. It's not through searching on LinkedIn or waiting for this opportunity to come out. You have to put yourself in a situation where you can access quality information before everyone, because now things are getting competitive and you need to kind of save your energy to apply for a lot of opportunities. So you cannot use the slow route, you have to use the fast route. So this is how information actually travels. Now we are going to look at different type of opportunities and what these opportunities can be used for. So now we are going to map out local versus global metrics, right? So we have two types of opportunities. We have the local opportunities and then we have the global opportunities. For local opportunities, their focus is high impact, immediate physical presence. So most of us, we started with local opportunities before we got access to global opportunities. Why? Because it's much more convenient and then you can be present. It's something that probably you got an opportunity in Kaduna State or in Lagos, you can go and be available physically. And then example of local opportunities, we have internships, we have student leadership roles that you have in school, such as your faculty president, or let's say you're a member of ISEC or you're a team lead in Enactors or GDG or whatever. There are NGO positions, we have campus programs, we have volunteering activities and local competitions. And then what's the advantage of local opportunities? Local opportunities, first of all, it has lower global competition in the sense that you can easily access them. So when you start applying for opportunities, you can start with lower local opportunities so that it's going to build you with the right skills to start applying for global opportunities. Though we have a few people that started with global opportunities even before local. Yes. So uh, it also helps you to build baseline experience, those knowledge and experience that you'd be required to have when you start accessing global opportunities. It is through local opportunities that you build them. So it helps you to build baseline experience. So now, for global opportunities, the focus is prestige, scale, and borderless access. So global opportunities are very prestigious in the sense that you find a lot of people, like in their CV or in their qualification or LinkedIn profile, you find out that they have interned in Bank of America, JP Morgan, Google, Meta, and these opportunities that they are able to access is very prestigious, right? So that's one of the biggest advantage of accessing global opportunities. And then the scale is bigger. Local opportunities has a smaller scale because it's limited to your immediate environment. The global opportunities, the scale is bigger, and then it is borderless. So you can access it regardless of where you are, whether you're in America, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're in Egypt or France or South Africa, you can get access to global opportunities. So now let's say example of global opportunities. We have remote internships where you can have an internship virtually even without being in a certain location. So there are a lot of virtual internships which are remote internships that you can access even from the comfort of your home. So it doesn't require you to apply for a visa, pay money to go outside Nigeria and stuff like that. Yet it is global. And then we have fellowships. They are virtual too. We have fully funded scholarships. So um fully funded scholarships, these are scholarships that you'll be paid, your visa fee will be covered, your flight fee will be covered, your accommodation will be covered, your school fees will be covered, and everything. All you do is to make yourself available for that type of scholarship. So may God bless us with this type of scholarship so that we'll jump up sharp. And then we have virtual programs such as, who can give us an example, please? 5 seconds. Any virtual program that you can attend while in Nigeria, but it's virtual and it's prestigious.
Right. An example is Aspire Leadership Program.
All right, that's nice. So where is it based?
It's based in Harvard.
And how many people did they take for the opportunity? Like,
I don't actually know. I don't know.
all right, you see, so these are opportunities that you can access, and they are global opportunities. And I think we have Deloitte's virtual program and McKinsey virtual program. These are things related to finance and consulting, right? That you can access these opportunities from the comfort of your home. You just need to have a phone or a laptop or both. And then we have international competitions, like the one that some of, like the competition that some of our ABU students recently had, and it was trending all around. So someone should meet their mic and tell us what was the competition and where was it held and what happened. Just 30 seconds, please. Anyone? Anyone, please.
Right. It is Huawei ICT competition, and it was held in China.
All right, thank you. So you see, this is a global opportunity. They started in Nigeria through local opportunities, and then they went global. They went to China, participated in Huawei competition, and they won this competition. And they have been trending. The school is proud of them. Where did they start? From local opportunities. And then when you look at the advantage of global opportunity, there's geographical independence. Sometimes you don't have to be present in certain places in order to benefit from this global opportunity. And there's high career leverage. So if someone has access to global opportunity, it kind of gives you a very big advantage in your career. Because let's say, for example, after you finish your school, you get employed in let's say an engineering firm in Nigeria. The advantage you might get might be very little compared to, let's say, if Meta or Hyundai or whatsoever, they hire you to be an engineer or an an entry role person in their company. So that's the advantage. And then before we proceed, you see that there are a lot of people that they want to skip these local opportunities and go for global opportunities, but it's not possible. Why? Because you need to build capacity where you are before you start applying for global opportunities. As I mentioned in one of our sessions, we have one of our mentors. He's in IMF and he interned as at World Bank while he was an undergraduate. And if I tell you how he started, of course, he even posted it online that all the opportunities he started applying for, they were not even related to finance. He did a lot of jobs, such as teaching and doing a lot of simple jobs before later on consistency, persistence, and having access to the right opportunity, which we are discussing here, led him to get these opportunities. And now he's in IMF. How did he start? He started from local opportunities and then moved to global opportunities. So you can start building capacity with the local opportunities you currently have. And if you plan strategically and you give yourself access to the right information, you are going global one day. It's just a matter of time and strategy. Now we are going to look at the platform velocity chart. How does information get distributed and how fast, and how do you get access to this information? So we are going to be discussing X, which is formerly known as Twitter, though I do call it Twitter till today. And then we are going to look at LinkedIn, the social media on suit and tie. And then we are going to look at WhatsApp, where most of you are using to send meme and stickers. So social media is not for entertainment, right? It's an active opportunity engine. So you have to treat each platform as a specific tool in your radar system. What does that mean? What's a radar, first of all? A radar is a device that is used to detect objects. Say, for example, you are a pilot. There's a skill that certain pilots that pilots and you find them in jets and airplanes that it cycle and then there's a light that rolls around and then it detects certain things, whether there's an object or there's an airport or there's something that is harmful or beneficial. It detects it. So that's what is called radar. So the slide says treat each platform as a specific tool in your radar system. So every platform has its advantages and disadvantages. Let me say strengths and weaknesses. So you need to know what platform you should be using to access certain opportunities. We have X, which is Twitter. So when you are using Twitter to access opportunities, Twitter has high velocity, low searchability, and low network intimacy. So what do we mean by high velocity? It means that information spreads very fast in Twitter. For those who are like science students or those who understand physics, you understand what I mean, but that by the velocity of how information spreads in Twitter is very high, right? So there's saturation of information on Twitter, but your ability to search and have access to this information is very low in Twitter. Why? Because there's a pool of information frequently being shared on Twitter. So before you get access to certain information, a lot of more other information are coming in. A lot of people are using Twitter to catch clues. Some people are using Twitter to do certain things. So before you are able to search specific information, it will be very difficult. Though you can easily get access to it, but the searchability is very low. And then for network intimacy, what is network intimacy? Network intimacy is your familiarity with people who can give you access to information. So in Twitter, your network intimacy is very low because most people on Twitter, they don't know each other personally, right? So network information is very low on Twitter. And what is the importance of using Twitter to access information. So Twitter offers you immediate alerts for time-sensitive scholarship and quick internship. So that's the biggest advantage of Twitter. It has high velocity when it comes to information circulation. The searchability for getting access to this information are low because of information saturation over a short period of time. And then when you look at the network intimacy, who you are familiar with that can connect you to this information, it's very low. So now, let's move to LinkedIn, the Instagram on tie and suits. Though that is just a joke. So for LinkedIn, velocity, how information that has to do with scholarship and career, how do they get circulated? It's very moderate. So on LinkedIn, the velocity of information circulation and access to opportunity is moderate, right? Because there are a lot of people on LinkedIn that might not even see certain opportunity till it's passing. So it's moderate. It depends on how you interact with the app. And then searchability is very high in the sense that we have a lot of recruiters on LinkedIn posting for job openings. We have a lot of scholarship alerts on LinkedIn, fellowship and stuff like that. So the ability to search for this information, unlike X, is very high, right? And then now, network intimacy. Who you know and who can give you access to this information. On LinkedIn, the network intimacy is moderate. How? It's moderate in the sense that a lot of people on LinkedIn, they know each other. They send each other a message, they share your posts, they comment, they can enter a DM to ask for opportunities, and this is where people kind of recruit. And you on LinkedIn, you can reach out to recruiters and potential employees. So the network intimacy is moderate. Please react if you get me or my explanations. Just react before I continue. All right. So LinkedIn is very good. I can see someone raising his hand. Ahmed Nuhu. Do you have any question? Please, if you don't, take your hands down. All right. So LinkedIn is very good when it comes to professional search engine for hunting keywords, recruiter alerts, and company updates. So that is the advantage of LinkedIn. And then now let's go to WhatsApp. When it comes to getting access to quality information, the velocity of how information circulates on WhatsApp is very high. Yes, it's so high that a lot of people are muting certain WhatsApp group because of they are disturbing you too much, right? So this is how high the velocity is. So you get a lot of useless messages on WhatsApp, and you also get to miss a lot of big opportunities because of the high velocity of how information and access to information flies on LinkedIn. Also, LinkedIn has WhatsApp has low searchability in the sense that if you're looking for an opportunity, you not just enter WhatsApp and type it and you find it. Most opportunities on LinkedIn is gotten through WhatsApp groups and then your personal friends and cycles. And when it comes to network intimacy, who do I know that can connect you to opportunities? WhatsApp also has a very high network intimacy. In fact, just look at this diagram and compare. WhatsApp has the highest network intimacy, right? Because a lot of you, I'm sure you have people on your WhatsApp status that will post that there's an opportunity and you viewed it on their status. And then 3 weeks later, it's on LinkedIn. A day later, it's on X. Why? Network intimacy. So most people that share opportunities to you on WhatsApp are people that you know. And then WhatsApp's hidden advantage is that you get access to a lot of opportunities that are hidden from other social media through your personal network. And then there are urgent announcements that are on WhatsApp. On LinkedIn, you never see anybody posting that 5 hours to deadline. No, nothing like that. But on WhatsApp, you are going to see it. And then there are direct links to this opportunity. So you don't need to log in through a particular website to access these opportunities. And then there's community intelligence. You are in a certain group and you guys know each other and you're constantly sharing information with each other. So this is how the platform velocity chart is, and this is how you get to understand how X, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp works when it comes to accessing opportunities. So now let's get deeper to start looking at LinkedIn, which is your professional search engine. For those who are very active on LinkedIn, they see more opportunities than regular people, and they're able to access these opportunities. So your LinkedIn is a proactive radar tool. As I explained earlier, a radar tool is a tool that's used to detect, let's say, a certain item that you are looking for, right? I gave an example with a pilot screen in a jet. So it's not a static resume. So most people, what they do on LinkedIn, and it makes their LinkedIn to be a static resume, is that they only post their certificates and courses that they have done and their qualification on LinkedIn, but they don't use it to actively search for information. So how can you use LinkedIn as your professional search engine? Number one is to hunt for keywords. And how do you hunt for keywords? You start specifically for internship and role titles. We are going to look at how to do that later on. And then you set the traps. You turn on notification alerts for target companies. So if there's a company that you like to work with and you have been targeting them, you can search what roles are available, follow the company, and on your notification, once an application is out, you can be alerted. And then lastly, you track the sources. So another advantage of LinkedIn as your professional search engine is that it is used to follow recruiters directly, not just corporate pages. So instead of being in IMF page and waiting for IMF to release a recruitment form, on LinkedIn, you are able to kind of follow recruiters, text message HR, and you can reach out to people who work in a certain company to let them know that you are currently looking for employment and this is your qualification. So that's one of the advantage of LinkedIn against just being in a regular website. Now we are going to look at the hidden advantage of WhatsApp. So WhatsApp groups are the fastest sources of opportunities on the internet. Inside these groups, you find direct internship links, training programs, and competition updates before anyone else. So before most opportunities appear on certain websites, you have people that share them usually on LinkedIn. And as I gave an example that in the investment society, in our member group, we have alumni sharing certain opportunities. Though, if I should be sincere with you, I get these opportunities weeks before they even share it in the group. So that is how you get access to opportunities, by being in certain groups, because updates reach these groups more than anywhere. So now, you know, there are a lot of students, they do something and then it's causing them a lot of failure when it comes to getting access to opportunity. So what is that? The slide labels it as the critical failure, and it says students miss out because they mute important channels, ignore updates, or simply haven't networked their way into the right group. Sometimes one message changes everything. I'll give myself as an example. Though there is no important WhatsApp group on my phone that I have muted, but I once muted my class group because they were annoying me. And there is a family group that I muted. Let them not hear me. So I muted it because of they are disturbing too much. So I know there are a lot of you that have muted scholarship groups, internship groups. Why? Because they are not seeing what they want. Or you just feel whenever you enter your WhatsApp, you see 1,000 messages and say, Kai, this one that I'm not even getting anything. Let me just mute this group. So this is something that affects a lot of students. So make sure you have access to the right groups and then put an eye on any opportunity that will be coming. It might be your class group, your alumni group, your professional community group, because sometimes one message changes everything. Keep an eye on the message and make sure you haven't muted any important group. And then here on the screen, you can see something saying urgent, application link closes in 24 hours. Mostly it's on WhatsApp you see these things. Though you can find it on LinkedIn and X, but mostly it's on WhatsApp. And you can find people even sending this to you. So that's the advantage of WhatsApp, the hidden advantage. So uh, now we are going to be looking at how information flows and how you can position yourself to access this information. So you can see there's a diagram, and then we have three cycles, right? We have a smaller cycle that is labeled U, and then we have an inner cycle that is labeled campus, and we have an outer cycle that is labeled global, right? They are concentric cycles. For those who know technical drawing, this is what a concentric cycle called, if I am not mistaken, right? So uh, you just basically look at this diagram and you discover that this person is positioning himself to get access to the best quality of information that can ever be gotten. So information flows through relationship. Actively wire yourself into campus and global nodes. So what does this mean? It means that there are certain opportunities and information that you can only get through relationships. So always make sure that you relate well with people, you network strategically, and you put yourself in a situation where you are in the middle of where opportunity flows. So there's no way opportunity is going to flow or there'll be a new update that you don't get access to. So another advice I have for you people is don't ignore your immediate surroundings. Why? Because many students completely miss institutional announcements. So while you guys are in school, your HOD, your classmates, they have access to information that is going to change your life. That your dream job, whatever you are planning to do, there's someone very close to you within the school or even outside school that have this type of information. And the only thing that is preventing you from getting this information is just your relationship with that person. So on that note, I would love to encourage every one of you, starting from me, to try to relate more with people. There are certain places that I go, not because I need to be there, but because I know being there is going to get me access to certain information that I might not get elsewhere. So I position myself for these things. So now let's look at the diagram. The smallest cycle is you, right? And then what is surrounding you in the inner ring, which is your campus? You have your lecturers, you have your departmental head, your HODs, you have career offices. We have career office in ABU. Most of you might not know, right? And I told you someone called me today to ask that there is job openings, that do I have graduates who are interested? How do I get access to these informations? Let me not say connection. I started small, so it's not connection. It's just me positioning myself for access. And then we have student association, IMS would be coming to ABU's area, and then my HOD will be hosting them. I think it's going to be on Tuesday. So even before IMF came, we were aware. Why? Because of my departmental association, I am the Secretary General for the Nigerian Economic Student Association. So within our executive group, the president sent a message telling us who will be interested to volunteer. So this information, before it gets to everybody, it's getting through you. So there are certain information that you only get when you're in student information. And then we have faculty boards. I don't know what faculty board they are talking about. Is it that post board that they don't post anything, or is it your faculty board members? I don't know, by the way. But anything that has to be your faculty, whether it's that post board, even if you think that they are not posting anything important, please put an eye. And then I think we've talked about lecturers. Like, so now we are done with the inner cycle, which is inner ring, which is campus. Now let's look at the outer ring, which is global. You have ambitious peers. Everyone trying to look for opportunities globally. You have your mentors who are already in IMF, and you can always reach out to them to search for information on how to position yourself to go global. You also have alumni doing great globally, and they can also help you to get there. And then we have recruiters everywhere across the world. So you need to keep an eye on these recruiters, because anytime they might be looking for any type of, they might be posting opportunities, and it will be an opportunity for you to go global. And then we have professional communities where they usually sell global opportunities and updates. And then we have, I think that's it. So all these things I have mentioned, you are the one that is inside it. Just look at this diagram clearly. you are inside it. So if you're inside this cycle, these two cycles, the outer ring and the inner ring, and then you, is there any way an opportunity that is going to change your life would come and then you not get access to it? Just ask yourself. So this is called information ecosystem. So you need to start building your information ecosystem today. You can start with me. Now we are going to look at the anatomy of a smart search. How do you search? And how do you structure your search to get you the result you want? We've discussed this in skill development, right? How to learn any skills. Now we are looking at the anatomy of a smart search when it comes to getting access to quality information that keeps you ahead of a lot of people. So uh, just give me a moment. I want to check if someone is in this call. All right, I think he's here, but I don't know if I should continue or he has something to say.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you so much once again for the amazing presentation. So, as we all know, our career and professional development journey as students begins right from our time in the university, and all that we've been sharing so far are things that you won't get to learn within the four walls of the classroom, and most times you get to learn them the hard way. And when we talk about the hard way, that is when you are exposed to the outside world. And for some people it will be too late. For some people it will be too late because they are learning by trial and error, which doesn't always go well. So it's very important that you make the most of this opportunity that you are getting to learn this right now as student. I don't feel it's too early because it could have been earlier than this. It could have been earlier than this. So this time you have now is an asset for you to learn all about this. And don't also feel it's too late because if you feel it's too late now, if you hold on till like 1 year from now, it's going to be later than this. And when we talk about networking, networking is very essential. There's no place you go in life without networking. And within networking, there are different rules, there are principles, there are rules, there are guidelines, there are strategies. And you have to learn this from people that have done it. Why do you think this webinar now it's just 20, it's like 22 people I think that are on this call? Because when people see webinars, waste of time, I don't really have time. That is how things of value is. You'll be surrounded by value, but not everybody can make the most of it. So at least once every week, try and improve your knowledge. Try and improve, invest in your career and professional development. Even by attending this webinar, it has really gone a long way. And there's one saying that opportunity can only be maximized when it meets preparedness. So start sowing the seed. Don't wait for the opportunity. Be the person that is fit for the opportunity. So there's people always say apply even if you are not ready, but sometimes it's a waste of time. You know you are not good enough for something. You know you are not good enough for something. You don't know how to write essays. You don't know how to apply for interview. You are not good enough. You apply regardless. Most likely you'll be rejected because even for luck to work, you must have done the work. You must have prepared to an extent. So rather than wishful thinking, we should invest more of our time in intentional preparation, prepare actively so that when the opportunity comes, it can be maximized. Imagine you are presented to an opportunity and they say, oh, you don't have the skills, you don't have what it takes to leverage on that opportunity. It's going to be a shame. You don't know what can happen. It can life can work in incredible ways and it will now be left to you. How did you prepare yourself? So it's very important for us to find ways that we are lacking, how you can network, how you can search for opportunities, how you can attract opportunities, how you can believe in yourself, how you can fail forward because it's not going to work out. It's not a linear path. It's not like 1 + 1 = 2. You will learn, you will make mistakes, you will fail, you'll be rejected. You know it's all part of the process. As long as you are taking one more step, you are becoming a better person. So I would like to stop here and I wish us all the very best. And once again, I would like to thank our able facilitator who consistently gives us his time, attention, and prepares this session because it really takes a lot. These are things that you pay thousands of naira. These are things that you have to beg for you to get, but you have it on a platter, freely access. So I urge us all once again to make the most of this opportunity and not just to attend sessions, but to implement all that we learn from each and every one of these sessions. Good night and wishing us all the best. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for making it here. So, this is our committee chairman, Ubaidullah Al Hassan, and he's an NHS scholar. And of course, he's one of the few students within the school that have been able to kind of equip themselves from zero opportunities to global opportunities. So he's at the right position here to tell you all this. He's our committee chairman. As I say, he's a global individual. Of course, you don't need to be global by going outside Nigeria. So he's doing a lot of great things. You can learn from him. I've benefited from him, and he's one of the reasons I'm here speaking to you, right? So may God bless him, and thank you so much for making it here, sir. Let's continue. So now we are going to look at anatomy of a smart search. How do you search for opportunities? Because you don't wait for opportunities to come to you. You always need to put yourself in a situation whereby you're always searching for opportunities, not waiting for someone to send you messages telling you that, okay, this is a certain opportunity out there. Even if you have connections that share opportunities with you, never wait for any opportunity. Search it. So how do you search it? So that is where the anatomy of a smart search comes into play. So as you can see in my screen, it writes remote internship for students 2026. So someone might say here that this is just a simple word that anybody can write, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't structure their research in this way. So if you look at the structure, what does the remote mean? What does the internship mean? What does the for students mean? What does the 2026 mean? So first of all, the format of what you are looking for, how it should be. Should it be remote or should it be physical? That is why remote is mentioned here, right? Because you are looking for a remote internship. You are in Nigeria, but you want to access opportunities outside Nigeria. Recently, I had a global Islamic finance program, and it was virtual for 5 weeks. For 5 weeks, right? I was in Nigeria. I was not even in school, but I was attending these sessions, and we had a lot of global industry leaders in Islamic finance teaching us things that we would pay money for. And now we are finally done. It was completely virtual and remote. And then when you look at the word internship, that is the role that you're looking for, right? You can look for entry role, you can look for internship, you can look for, let's say, full employment. But here, because you're a student, you are typing internship, which is your role. And then now you are putting for students. You could say for graduates, you should say for master degree holders or for PhD holders or for primary school certificate holders, but you are aligning it to who you are. You are a student, right? And you're looking for this opportunity. And then this 2026 is not just there for nothing. Why? Because it's the timeline. So if you just type looking for opportunities or open employment roles or searching for, like, you just type something random that doesn't have a format, doesn't have a role, doesn't have a target, doesn't have a timeline, you might not get access to the quality information that you are looking for. So when you are searching for information, you need to be very specific about what you are looking for. So you could type remote internship for students 2026, and it's going to basically suggest certain roles that are available within the year 2026 to students, right? Or alternatively, you could write virtual or fully funded if that's what you are looking for. For the internship, you could write fellowship or open applications. For students, you could write undergraduates, you could write for students, or you could write no experience required. And then for 2026, your 2026 is your timeline. Because if you are not specific with the dates of opportunity you are looking for, you might search an opportunity that's already expired. And then you click on it. There are certain companies that they don't work with the type of recruitment process that they close application. It will show you that the application has been closed. You suffer and apply, and when you are done, you not receive any response. Why? Because it has already expired before you apply for it. So when you are searching for opportunities on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Google, you need to be very strategic about how you search for opportunity. So this way of searching is called Boolean search technique, right? Boolean, something like that. Is in computer science. So you guys can do more research on it. So that's basically how the anatomy of a smart search should be. It should be having a specific format, and there should be a role attached to it, like students, and it should have the role that you're applying for is an internship, right? And your target, since you're a student, you're looking for an internship that are targeting students, and then it should have timeline in such a way that you'll not be applying for information that was available before you were born. So that's it. This is how the anatomy of a smart search looks. It's not random, it's very specific. So now, when you apply for opportunities, how do you track these opportunities? That's where the opportunity tracking dashboard comes into play. So basically, the opportunity tracking dashboard is what keeps you updated on what opportunities you are looking for, what you are preparing to apply for, what you have applied for, and what is your next action. So from the screen, you can see, let's say you apply for the bridge program and you apply for the NHS Scholars program, right? In the applied status, it's going to show applied, right? And then if you discover an opportunity that is going to end in the next 2 months, let's say it's an essay competition that you need to start preparing for, right? You go to the place where it's written discovered, and then you write the name of the opportunity and the deadline. And then if you are currently preparing for the bridge program, what do you need to prepare for it? You need to write essays, you need to write interviews, or maybe there's a document that you need to submit for a particular scholarship. In this preparation, you put the requirements and the documents needed. And then you put your next action. What's the next action? Is it prepare for interview or submit passport photo and stuff like that? So this is how an opportunity tracking dashboard is. And to be sincere, I have a lot of mentors from Unilag. I will not mention their name. They told me they use opportunity tracker so that they can track their goals, their discovered opportunities, and opportunities that they have applied for, and what next. Because we are human beings and we are busy, things are not easy in Nigeria, so you tend to forget a lot of information when you don't track it. So you can use Excel to create this tracking dashboard, and it's really very important. And one thing you should know is that consistency wins. Check your sources daily or weekly, save opportunities immediately, track your deadlines, apply early, apply early. You must build a system to manage the flow of access. So this is very important. Whatever opportunity you are planning to apply for, the ones you've discovered, the ones you have already applied for, and you are waiting for the next action, and whatever you are wanting to follow up on, please make sure you track them. It's very important. This year, I applied to a lot of opportunities, and do you know that some of them I've forgotten about them? Why? Because I did not track them. I think last 2 weeks I had a global interview, right? And then I was very, in fact, I was very lucky. It was one of the HR team that called me to say that they have sent me an email. Though she's in Nigeria, right? But it's a global organization. So she sent me, she called me and said that she sent me an email and they are waiting for my response for the interview. Immediately I saw the message, I immediately responded to the email and told them that I'm ready for the interview. And the next day I had my interview, and I think almost 10 people interviewed me at the same time. Wow. It was one of my best interview, by the way. So what helped me in this interview? I was prepared for it. But one thing I was actually surprised about was the fact that I wasn't expecting this. In fact, I forgot that I ever applied for this opportunity. Yes. So don't be like me. Don't wait for any HR to call you. In fact, it's very difficult for an HR to call you. If they call you, it means you are very good, or probably they do that. It's either you are very good or they do that. If not, they don't call. So always make sure you track your opportunities so that you don't end up missing opportunities. And sincerely speaking, there are certain opportunities that I applied for this year that today I don't even know whether I applied for them or not. I've forgotten. But luckily, if I get a message or something towards the end of the year, I don't even know. So the lesson here, forget the noise. Just make sure you track your opportunities. And I have another mentor. He has a spreadsheet where he plans his life, where I want to go, what is required for me to get there, in how many years do I want to be there, and stuff like that, right? So always make sure you plan your life, track your opportunities, and take action. It's very important. And now we are going to be looking at self rejection. As the chairman of the committee, Ubaidullah, mentioned while he was talking, he said that you should not wait to be good enough before you start applying for opportunities, because it's going to help you to grow. And along the line, you might even get access to these opportunities, right? So stop rejecting yourself. You see a lot of people saying that they are not ready, so they are not going to apply for certain opportunities. Some say they are not qualified, so they'll not apply. Some say, what if I fail? And then some are waiting for the perfect time. This is something that we call self-sabotage. That is rejecting yourself even before you try. Me, I have never rejected myself. In fact, this internship that I applied to, do you know what they said? They said that it is for graduates. And me, I'm not a graduate, but I applied. And when I was having the interview, I made them to understand that I have what it takes to be with them. And towards the end of the interview, when they asked me to ask questions, I asked them, hope me being an undergraduate is not going to affect me getting this internship, because I am more than ready to be part of your team. And they said, of course, it's not going to. So let's say when I saw this opportunity and I saw that it's for graduate and then I did not apply, do you think I would have reached the interview stage? No. So I never say that I'm not qualified, or what if I fail, or I'm waiting for the perfect time when I graduate, or I'm not ready yet. So I did not reject myself. I went to apply for it. And then for those of you who know about the NHS Scholars Program, if you are yet to graduate next year, please, it doesn't matter whether you're a 100 level student, 200 level student, 300 level student, 400 level student, please apply for this opportunity. Even if you don't get it, it's going to train you in a lot of ways that you don't understand. And I have these videos on my YouTube channel on NHS Scholars, NHS, right? You can search Yasir Sanusi on YouTube. You can watch these videos to get an insight of what the program is all about. It's a very prestigious program that gives you access to your industry and makes things much more easier for you when it comes to career. I know a girl that got into NHS Scholar program this year, and she's a final year student, but she's not from AB. She's from University of Nsukka, right? I need University of Nigeria, Nsukka. And then there's another girl that got into this program, and she is just a 200 level student. And NHS clearly stated that they take penultimate, those who are in their 400 year in a 5-year course, or 300, or your third year in a 4-year course. Though this year, they say that a year before your penultimate and also your penultimate year, you can apply. These people, if they say that they are not ready or they are not qualified, or what if they fail, or what if they wait for the perfect time before they apply, do you think they would have gone where they are? No. So please never reject yourself. So how do you develop a growth mindset of avoiding self-rejection? You should always see every application as an opportunity to learn. So you should instead say to yourself that let me apply first. I'm going to learn in the process, and of course later. And during my interview, they were asking me stuff related to policy. Was it policy recommendation? They asked me about data analysis and data collection, and I wasn't really a perfect person with it, with this type of things, but I made them to know that yes, I have the basics and I have the background as an economics student, and of course, I'm willing to learn even on my road. So you should apply first and then learn later, right? And then you should try and learn from the process. So this year I applied for the NHS Scholars Program as a final year student. And most people don't get to the interview stage, but I reached the interview stage as a final year student, right? Though I wasn't eligible according to NHF, but I applied. I passed the stage where you write CV, cover letter, and essays. I passed it. I also passed their aptitude tests, and I also did my first interview, but of course, I could not reach the last stage. So we have a lot of people that were not even able to make this progress. From the first stage, they did not pass. From the second stage, they did not pass. And when I was applying, I did not look at the fact that I'm a final year student. I looked at it as an opportunity to push myself, to improve my CV, learn how to write cover letters and essays. And also, it gave me an opportunity to kind of handle the pressure of interviews and writing aptitude tests. So now I have this experience. Next time, when I have the opportunity to apply for an opportunity that requires me to do write letters, cover letters, essays, aptitude tests, interviews, do you think someone who has never gone through this process will have a bigger advantage than me? I leave you to answer the question. Of course, it's no. So you should always try and learn from the process. And then thirdly, you should have the mindset of saying, what if this is your breakthrough? There are a lot of people who keep applying for opportunities, but they don't get it. That should not discourage you. Please keep applying. The day you should start applying for opportunities is when you die. As far as you're alive, there is hope. What probably it requires you 99 failures in order to reach your progress, which is number 100. So if you know that it requires you to fail 99 times in order to get to the 100 stage, which is your biggest success and breakthrough, are you going to be afraid of failure? You will not. So always see the action you take to apply for opportunities as an opportunity to get closer to your breakthrough and success. And then instead of saying that you're waiting for the perfect time, always prioritize action over perfection. We have people that are not as good as we are. Sincerely speaking, if you compare certain people to us when it comes to skills and talents, you find out that these people are not as good as we are, but they keep on getting the opportunities that we are not getting. What's the difference between me and them? It's simply them taking action. They are not waiting to be perfect. So that's the difference between us and them. So please, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to be taking action consistently. Of course, you need the right access to information, and also you should be strategic about the type of actions you take. So the most common mistake is a poor awareness of your potential. Opportunities reward action. If you wait till you're 100% ready, you are already too late. You are too late. So this is the opportunity engine. And in the middle of the opportunity engine, we have success. So how do you achieve success? By constructing this opportunity engine. First of all, you need to have the right mind, which is your mindset. What type of mindset? It is action and consistency, such as applying early, tracking opportunities, and overcoming your fears. The radar, which is your search platforms. You have LinkedIn, you have X, you have Google, WhatsApp, and other platforms. And then the third part of the opportunity engine, you have your networks, which is the people you know, and the WhatsApp groups, such as the alumni WhatsApp groups. So when you have the right mindset and you have the tools needed and you have the network, it's going to lead you to success, right? So this is the opportunity engine. And access is not a one-time event. It is an engine you build and maintain. When you synchronize your search strategies, your human network, and your daily consistency, you become undeniable. So take a brief time to just look at this engine, right? Just look at it, 5, 10 seconds. So with all what we've discussed now, you have to know that access changes everything. Preparation makes you ready. Access shows you where to apply. Action gets you results. So the students who grow fastest are not always the smartest. They are the most informed, the most connected, and the most consistent. That's it. We are done. We are not done yet. So I have someone who graduated in my department. He's a best graduating student and he's a consistent 5 pointer. He's the best graduating student in social science and economics for our recent graduates. So he graduated with a CGPA of 4.85. Even before he graduated, he already landed a job. And also, he has been able to do a lot of internships and done a lot of good things for himself and also empower people such as me. So he said that he's not really that smart and stuff like that. It's just that he has access to the right information, and this has been able to make him to make the right decisions and also be ahead of most people. So access to information is very important. So as we conclude this session, I would love to know that most of you have benefited and now you see things differently on the importance of taking action, having access to the right information and the right network that is going to give you access to getting certain opportunities. So please, I want us to have a very interactive session now. Do we have anyone here who can kind of inform us on websites, social media platforms, or WhatsApp channels that we can search for fresh opportunities that most people don't have access to? Please, anyone, Abigail, anyone, please. All right, Abdullahi Abdul Nasir, you can unmute your mic and speak, please.
Sorry, before I speak, do you mean job opportunity? Are you hearing me?
What did you say?
I said, do you mean job opportunities? Are you talking about websites with job opportunities?
Not just job opportunity, any type of opportunity, even if it's an opportunity for unmarried people to get their spouse, anything. I'm just joking.
Okay, I think Jobberman. There is Jobberman. Are you hearing me?
All right. Yes, I can hear you.
Jobberman. Yeah, I think
Yes.
Jobberman. Yes.
All right. Abigail, you can raise your hand and speak. So Jobberman is the biggest recruitment platform in Nigeria. And it's not only in Nigeria, it's operating in Ghana and other places. Abdullah, if you are done speaking, you can mute your mic. Abigail, you can speak. I saw you raising your hand on certain occasions.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Yasir, for the session. A lot has been said. You've said major sites, but I would like to recommend 3 sites or channels where you can get opportunities. The first is for WhatsApp. So you can search on ICANN students. You can get a good site. That's basically for undergraduates. They do post opportunities for undergraduates, basically on scholarship and internship, basically for undergraduates, we undergraduates. And then the second one I would like to recommend um, is youth opportunities for youth. You can just go on Google and search opportunities for youth. They post conferences, fully funded fellowship, and to like go for conferences abroad, which is fully funded. So the second one, you Google search opportunities for youth. That's for fully funded fellowship, global opportunities, basically. And then for the third one, I would like to recommend is you also go on Google and search on Bright Scholarship. Their logo is black and white. So for that particular site, they do post on basically for masters, PhD, and final year students, and is also on fully funded fellowship or exchange program within your country, another country, and they are all fully funded. So this is the three sites I recommend. On WhatsApp, I can students. You go on Google, you search on youth for opportunities for youth, and then the last one is Bright Scholarship. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So, do you have anyone that can also share more platforms that we can access opportunities? So, you can start using this as an opportunity to write them down, start searching for them consistently and applying. Do you have any other person, please? So, for the one who is asking if we are going to share the slide, usually I don't share the slide inside the group, but uh, since you are in this session, you can kind of find my number. I don't know where you how you were able to join this, but I think if I was the one who shared this link that you used to join, then just send me a message with proof that you've joined the call. Within this week, I'm going to share the video, and then you can go to the description on the video on YouTube and access the slide. Abdallah, yes, you can put your hands down and speak.
I'm sorry. Is I want to ask Abigail one question, please. Are you hearing me, please? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wait, what did you call it? Is it opportunity for you or opportunity for youth?
Opportunities for youth.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So, do we have any other person, please? You guys can ask questions. Don't just keep quiet. You can ask questions. If you're having a challenge with anything that has to do with your career, you can ask questions, whether it's not related to the topic. As long as we can answer them for you, we will. You can give your feedbacks to how was the session. I want to know from you. So please don't keep quiet. Ahmed. Ahmed, you can speak, please. Ahmed, your hand is up. Take it down and speak. All right. So no questions, no feedbacks. Please, I need feedback, so not from Abigail, by the way.
Right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right. Like I will be giving a feedback. Like tonight's session was, as it was very incredible and insightful, just like the past ones. Like you were able to touch on how as students, as young professionals, how we can position ourselves in the right communities so as to get access to opportunities, and how we should take action. We should not always wait. We should not have the mindset of thinking we are not qualified. We should take action because no, there will be no opportunities will wait for us. Thank you very much for your time and for I say for this session.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. So, Oyekunle, I've been seeing you on this call, but you don't say anything. You just keep your mouth shut and just leave when everything is done. So today I want you to speak. I saw you sending a message to the symposium.
So, actually, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for the section. Actually, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Oh yeah, I want you to ask questions or give feedback. And when I say feedback, I don't mean you should start saying that the session was nice, this and that. No, tell us what we have done good and how we can improve. These are feedbacks. And if you don't have any, then of course, I value any type of feedback. It's a way to encourage us or basically get ways we can keep improving. Is that all? Oyekunle, you have not finished. All right. Khadija Mohammed, you are always on the call, but you never say anything. Today you have to speak. Khadija, can you hear me?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, so it's actually a good one. The question is always impactful, and then yeah, I used to enjoy it.
You are not audible.
So
You are not audible.
mm, it's the intention,
Yes, you are. But you need to be a bit more.
ah, okay. Okay, so I said the session is always impactful, and then I used to enjoy it actually, because um I'm just a 100 level student, but most of the things that are being discussed, the opportunities and the like, is always like it's more of people that are, let's say, 400 level, 500 level, this one that are undergraduates, and then the ones that are about to um be undergraduates. So, but still, I used to listen and then write out some things, and then yeah, that some things that are going to be some things that are going to help me later in the future. And so I really like it that way. And me personally, I really appreciate all your efforts and everything. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And you are very lucky to be in 100 level. If I was in 100 level now, though I don't even like looking at the past and saying I love what I do and I love where I am, and I don't think I would be any much more happier if my situation says so. I kind of enjoy what I do and I enjoy where I am, though I'm not in the best place according to a lot of people, but I love myself. I love the opportunities I currently have, though they are not much. I just feel Happiness is when you appreciate what you have, not when you're looking at what you've missed in the past or what you plan to get in the future. So thank you so much, Khadija. Make sure you implement what we have been learning and hope you were able to go through our sessions, like the recordings. For those that you missed, I don't know if you've missed any.
Yes, I've made some. I made some. Like the last one before this one, I wasn't able to attend. So,
All right, you can send me a message if you're in the group and you have my number. I'll share the link with you. So I have Karen. I don't know how it's pronounced. The last time I saw the name was in an anime, I think in Naruto. So please, can you put your hands down or mute your mic and speak?
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Um, this session has really been very informative for me. I have been missing quite a few sessions before this because of some circumstances I've been encountering. So I've not been able to attend some sessions, but this session in particular really resonated with me. Particularly when we're talking about applying, despite even if you don't meet all the conditions, you can still apply for it, you can still go for it, go for that. You never know what might happen. That's really resonated with me. And I've really learned a lot from this session. So I really appreciate you taking your time to come and tell us about all this. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Without you guys, I would not be here. If not, I'll just be speaking with myself, which I can. That's the main reason why I always wait 5 minutes or 10 minutes before I start my session. If not, I'll just end up talking to myself. Thank you so much for being with us. So Ahmed, please put your hands down or mute your mic and speak. Or is that a mistake? Ahmed Nuhu, your hands are up. All right, so I think we'll soon be ending the session. And before we end the session, I am going to kind of give you a story. So I posted on my WhatsApp status a for helping them to write to helping them kind of learn how to write CVs and stuff like that. And then someone saw it on my status and then he started laughing and said that, do they really write CVs these days? Something like when I write CV up to now or something like that. So the guy doesn't actually need a CV in what he does because he's a freelancer. And freelancing, you only need the data, the platform, the access to information, and the skill, right? Fiverr, Upwork, and all these platforms. So I felt somehow that he's laughing at people who are writing CVs because he feels it's no longer relevant. The response I gave him was, it's better you learn things even if you might not use it. So all these things that we have been learning from about career development, from awareness to preparation to skill development to positioning and now access. I'm not basically just teaching you guys simply because I want you guys to go out there and only become employees. We are equipping you with this so that wherever you go, whether you end up going into business or you end up working for someone, you always have the knowledge to thrive in whatever you do globally. Because just imagine an opportunity comes, you already have your own business, but an opportunity comes, and all you need to do is just to write a CV, and the opportunity is bigger than your business. Would it be nice to say you don't know how to write a CV? So whatever is going to help you to progress in your profession, whether it's writing CV, knowing about certain opportunities, we kind of discuss this here, not because we want you to just become employees, but because we are just trying to teach you to be open-minded. So I told him that simply because you might not need something at the moment doesn't mean you should not learn it. like someone like me, I'm not someone who is planning to just become an employee forever. I've been doing business right before I entered this university, and I wish one day I would continue, right? So, but I've learned all these things, and I'm sure it's going to benefit me. If it does not benefit me, it's never going to be waste, because I'm currently using this knowledge to benefit other people. So please be open-minded. Beyond what we are learning here, try to learn other things that are going to give you advantage. We want to have entrepreneurs in the future, innovators. We need to have farmers, please. Real farmers, not peasant farmers, by the way. So we need to have people who are doing great. Be open-minded. Go beyond what we have been teaching you, please. We are not teaching you this because we want you to just become employees, but because we want to let you understand that there are certain opportunities, and this is a way you can access these opportunities. So don't let anyone to belittle you, to say, okay, you guys are so stressing yourself, you are doing this, you are doing that. Now a lot of people reach out to me, appreciating me, people reaching out to me, asking me, okay, they just got a job, how do they do this, how do they do that? And I teach them for free. I love doing it, and I don't need money for it. Though I know an opportunity is coming from what I do here, but I don't do it because of I need a reward from anyone. So I encourage you guys to please be open-minded. Be open-minded to learning, and don't restrict yourself. Equip yourself with any type of knowledge or skill that you feel is going to help you wherever you go, whether you end up in agriculture or entrepreneurship or the corporate world or as a civil servant. You should have some basic communication skills, technical skills, career skills that is going to help you wherever you are. So that's my advice for you guys. And in the absence of any other question, we call it a night.